Hello and welcome everyone to another great discussion on the Growth Mindset Collective, together with Nikki Hall. And today we're going to be talking about divine intelligence. So, have you ever experienced a moment where an answer or insight seemed to come out of nowhere? Could that have been the divine intelligence at work? So, let's dive into this topic. Nikki, the floor is yours.
First thing, hi Ava. Hi everybody.
Hello.
Thanks for having me.
You're
First thing I
welcome.
want to say, I want to premise this statement or this fact of reality before we get into this. And what Ava was just talking about there, when we get like divine intelligence, like divine knowledge, when we get that gut nudge, think about it. Do you get it in words? I'd say no. Like imagine you're there in the shower, la la la, and then you had a situation and you put it out to the cosmos, and then all of a sudden you know the answer. There was no language that came with that. That is the divine intelligence. That is the part of us that we communicate on that is most efficient and most effective. And there never is any words. There's no words out from us, and there's no words in. I found that sometimes when I'm trying to be, oh, great, and acceptance of this, and I want to stay in it, and I get something, then I think, oh, great, and then I start saying words, and it's like I blew it because I wanted to stay in that, but it when you get this notion with divine intelligence, it's fast, it's really efficient, it's to the point, and it could be huge, but it doesn't take time and space. When you get it, you think, oh, okay, I get it. And it could be like a huge project like The Secret was. That was a big project, or a huge project like Michael Jackson was driving, and I saw him in an interview, and they said, how did you get these words, and how did you get this song, and how did you put this composed music together? And he said, oh, I was driving and I got this twinge of something, and then I had to kind of hang on to it until I got home, and then it just unfolded. And that was a huge, the album Thriller was a huge unpacking of knowledge. So when you get in a conversation with divine intelligence, one, it doesn't talk, and two, you get it, and three, it doesn't recognize size, time, place, nothing. So I just thought that was really cool, and I got excited when I heard Ava say something because it gave me that gut nudge, or maybe my higher self said, talk about this.
Yeah. And and definitely, it's insights. Like I've had many moments where, I would be thinking about something and you're just looking for that answer and it's not coming because it's like you're kind of like forcing it to come, and
Mhm.
it's like, oh, but I really need an answer, like, and then you kind of, okay, just, just come when it's ready, and all of a sudden, it just comes to you and you don't know where it came from. You just know it's there and it's the proper answer. I remember one time I was going through a really, like a decision. I was like, I really don't know what to do. So I went on the shores of a lake and I just kept walking, and I was like, you could say praying, meditating, whatever you want to call it. And I was really seeking the answer, whether to go this way or this way with the decision I wanted to make, because I was at the, like, I need to make a decision here. And in the moments of stillness, like it took some time, but I was there, I let it go. And
Mhm.
it was that stillness that, the peace came over me, and all of a sudden the answer just showed up, and I'm like, okay, well, where it got, never mind where it came from, like, like, because you can't put an external on it, but it just came. And I knew then that that was the answer, and it didn't come from me. It came
Yeah,
from divine source, right? So,
exactly.
and it's happened many times, but it really, you have to like really listen to yourself and let it come to you. Don't force it. That's what I found out. So it was a beautiful moment. And that particular one, it was so clear you couldn't miss it, right? And then there's other times, sometimes it happens really, and it's just a knowing. It
Exactly.
you just know it's the either proper thing to do or proper answer, and it's divine timing. I call it divine knowing, and it's beautiful.
The great thinkers that Ava and I have studied under, they all say when it comes to this, don't force it. You can't force it and you can't make it happen. And you can't even say what you think it might be, like how the evolution might happen. You can ask the beginning, you can ask the whole big question, but how it's going to answer you, you can't be in control of. You have to have faith. You have to be quiet. You have to be open to hearing it. And we have to know the end result of what we're going to. We have to know the end goal that we're looking at, in a manner of speaking. So then, our relationship with the divine intelligence will fill in the middle and it'll tell us everything. But the great thinkers say, don't force it, don't try, don't do some of the things like Ava said she was doing. There's a certain presence of mind where you feel like, oh, I'm an adult, so I have to be in control of this. So I want to try and cause this in some manner. You can't. When you're in a relationship with this intelligence, this divine intelligence, you can't make it. You can't even, I can't even make my child do something if he doesn't want to, or my dog, never mind this great divine intelligence. So we can't do that. And one thing that helped me was Bob Proctor said divine intelligence and something like the law of oneness, it doesn't recognize human, it doesn't recognize a person. So when you're trying to listen and trying to understand your relationship with this divine intelligence, you can't put your personality into it. It's factual like gravity. It's factual like oxygen and breathing. It's factual like turning the light on. There is no exceptions to it, none whatsoever. So the human factor is totally out of it. And we often bring that in. And Mary Moseley says if we bring it in, or if we try to control, or if we try to fool ourselves into thinking we know the divine answer, but we're really superimposing it onto the answer, it will cause a lot more confusion, a lot of friction, and a lot of energy, almost like you're swimming in a current. Because Ava said, I got quiet, I got peaceful, and there was an ease of flow there. And that's exactly the presence of mind you need to be in, um, to carry on your relationship with divine intelligence.
Yeah, because sometimes we have those things that come to in our lives that you just you're just not sure which way to go, because either the circumstances or the thing, and it just like seems beyond you to make that decision, because you still want to make the right decision. And you just at the end of that rope, as they say, and it's just like, I really don't know. And that's where you learn to let go. And I've
Mhm.
done that on few occasions, or, it's like, you know what? I just don't know. Just guide me, But that you
Yes.
can't just say guide me and then you're still opposing it. You have to really truly let it go and trust the process, right? Trust the divine guide. You asked for it, so now believe it that it's gonna come. Not, it's like, well, yeah, I got the answer, but then I mean, sometimes it does happen when the answer come to us and we still are human, the human takes over, like, no, what, I'm gonna go this way. And then that you just made a mistake, and it's like, oh, it's gonna cost me, right? So
Yep.
letting go at the right time and letting get guided, I would say, is the key.
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes to do that, again, although Ava didn't delineate it or state that you have to be in a big state of silence, she was, whether it was like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, in a moment in time and place, or at a disciplined time, she was in a state of solitude there. And to exist with and in harmony with our divine intelligence, it needs to exist and have a frequency that could flow in a presence of a human solitude. Like there's a lot of strength and power in being alone. Even if there's other people in the room, you get a certain kind of solitude, and that exists for you, and that exists for growth, that exists for replenishment, that exists for intelligence, that exists for projection. It all comes down to, eventually it whittles down, down, down to divine intelligence.
Exactly. And like you said, Nikki, sometimes you need those moments when it's just you and the divine, and sometimes, you have to find an answer even if it's busy all around you, and you learn to tune out, as they say. And, the description of it, the words just can't justify, because it's like, how do you explain it? Sometimes you don't have enough words to explain the whole situation that happens, but at the end, it's just knowing, right? You got the answer,
Absolutely.
you can move on. So sometimes it's just not enough vocabulary to explain the moments of I would call it magic in the divine.
Yes, absolutely. And I hear also that a lot of people, when I'm in a room with our master thinkers and I'm trying to grow and learn on this topic, people say, well, they can't be alone. Like Bob Proctor at one point couldn't stand himself and couldn't stand his own company. And he was always bugging his friends or his family, let's do something. Hey, what do you want to do? Hey, 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 hey. And he couldn't be alone. But if we notice ourselves, in the day, we have those moments of solitude that we need. We tune out, we get in that quiet spot. There's got to be at least one time of accountability in your life where you said, hey, I was just thinking of you, and somebody called you, or you were just thinking about something and it happened. Like that is you, prior to that, had a moment of solitude. So when people say, you need solitude in it, you don't have to stop and be meditative, but you have to recognize that there is a portion of you that exists that is silent, that it exists. Like we are created with a higher self, an intellect, and then our physical being. And nobody escapes that one. Nobody escapes that. So you do have solitude. It's just recognizing it and accepting it within you, or identifying it as how it exists within you.
Exactly. Well put, Nikki.
Thank you.
Yeah. So one question you can ask yourself, how do you connect with the divine intelligence in your daily life? Like, how can you do it? Ask yourself. If you're not connecting as much as you like to, that's one way to start and dive into it deeper. Some
Mhm.
people, practice more meditation, being mindful, like
Yeah.
being,
And it doesn't even have to be like that either. I know somebody or two or three or maybe a dozen or more since I had been a gym rat. They find exercise is almost religious. Exercise or walking. How many people do you admire or do you hear in a biography or read or get to know because there's some awe factor about them? And they say they either go exercise and that's their place, or they go and walk. Solitude is different for everyone.
exactly. Yeah. And I do a lot of walking in, not as much in wintertime, but in summertime, I do a lot of walking, and that really helps me, for example. I mean, I go to the gym as well, but for me, I think it's more being in nature or walking and things like that work for me.
Yes.
Everybody's different. Like, what's your favorite thing to do, Nikki?
Well, I've learned to meditate, and I used to go to the gym. And when I was in cardio, and when you get in a certain zone, you do shed everything. And also, I learned to get into a transcendental state, if you will, in music. um, when you're trying to get quiet or when you're trying to personally achieve something, I'm not sure if I'm going to enunciate this right, but there's this solfeggios that exist like 440 hertz and 560 hertz. Um, Michael Jackson, some of the Beatle tunes, some of the Lennon tunes, some of the tunes that you really kind of feel that essence to and you really love and is really popular, it plays with a certain esophageal or a certain hertz level. And that um, causes a certain harmony within you, and that allows you in a quiet place to go beyond the physical, beyond the intellectual, and kind of soar in your own sense of being. You just have that pleasure. You just have that, oh, I like that. And
Exactly.
and yeah, it's created through music. So music can do it too.
Oh, most definitely. I have those moments too when sometimes I just need a really good tune. And it's been a few times that really helped me to, unwind or connect or whatever. So music also plays a big role. So yeah, there's more than one ways, right? But you kind of have to find what works for you yourself. So because everybody's different, right? So
Yes,
try it out one
absolutely.
way, so one day maybe music, another. I know I get a lot of insights, in the shower too. Sometimes I need a notebook. That's a little bit different, but you when you're feeling like you let go, and then you just let it flow through you, and
Mhm.
it comes, whether it's answers, when it's something you're looking for, a project, whatever it may be, and when you tune in within, the answers will come, but you have to trust the process as well.
Yes, there's so many ways of creativity. I have a friend from, oh geez, maybe elementary school, I think. And here's the key for her, for who the beautiful person that she is right now. She stuck to herself all this time, and she is an artist and she is very creative. So now she's so grounded, she's so centered that you get in her space and you think, what a beautiful person. Because she stayed in her art, she stayed in her manner of creativity. And when she did that, she stayed centered and she kept some kind of core of herself that seemed to unite with energy. And she's just one of the coolest people you'd ever want to know because she's been dedicated to it for like 50 years now.
Yes, that's beautiful. So, basically, so if the divine intelligence is the source of all creation, then everything you need to live a fulfilled and purposeful life is already within you. The question is, are you willing to tune in into it, trust it, and take inspired action? So let this discussion be an invitation for you to explore the boundless wisdom that resides in each one of us and to recognize that we are co-creators of our lives, guided by divine intelligence of the universe. So thank you for joining us here today, Nikki and myself. And I truly hope you guys have a wonderful day. And again, reach out to us if you like to, talk further or have any questions. Have a great day, everyone. Take care.
Bye.